What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 112, and we start today's episode off with Sporting coming back to us regarding Ruben Blanco's counter-offer, and of course they say no. And also, Ander Kappa has indeed joined Real Valladolid for £1.4 million. We accepted a transfer offer for them. Well, we didn't actually accept the transfer offer for them. We counter-offered the transfer offer with them in the last episode. They said they gave us £1.2 million. We asked for 1.4, and they matched that. So Valladolid have now got hold of Ander Kappa, and I'm okay with that because, as I mentioned in the last episode, I don't really want to sell my first team players because I just don't like the idea of doing that to be able to afford more players. But Ander Kappa, he didn't get too many minutes last season. He won't get too many minutes this season either. So Kappa going is not a big deal at all. And also a new look at the U-Score monthly report, and also a new bid came in for Morata as well. Liverpool want our striker for £32 million. But of course, Morata is going nowhere. He was really inconsistent last season. We signed him in the summer transfer window last year. He did okay, but nothing too major. But at the end of the last season, when Perez got injured in the Copa del Rey final, Morata came alive and he played a huge part in us winning La Liga. So yeah, Morata's going to stay. He's an 84 overall rated striker. He's still got room to grow, and he's our main focal point at the top of our formation. So there's no need to sell Morata. And as you can see, Liverpool will not match £70 million, which is not a real surprise. Also, Borja Lopez wants a new contract. That's kind of annoying because he hasn't even developed one rating yet, which is really frustrating considering how good he was last season. And also, Real Betis came in for Fernando Pacheco, and we asked for £2.4 million for our goalkeeper. And we'll wait and see what Real Betis say. He's 72 overall, 27 years old, not too bad at all. And Borja Lopez as well, Sunderland won him for £8 million, and we asked for £18 million. He's a decent goalkeeper, Fernando Pacheco, but of course we just signed a free agent who I believe is Iker Casillas' regen, 69 overall, and I'm still thinking there might be a chance this year of us signing a new goalkeeper. As I mentioned, David De Gea is probably the only goalkeeper we could bring in right now, because he is our number one goalkeeper for Spain, but obviously we still need some more money for him. So as you can see, Betis did come back in for us for Fernando Pacheco and said they would match £2.4 million. So Pacheco is probably on his way to Betis, and I'm okay with that. But I have been told that Pacheco is a glitched goalkeeper. So, what are the chances that Pacheco is going to go to Real Betis and within 2 seasons he's like 85 overall or something ridiculous? It would just be ridiculous because, 72 overall here at Racing Santander. He's grown, pretty well for a backup goalkeeper. He doesn't play too many games a season, but even so, I would not be surprised if he goes to Real Betis and then becomes an 85 rated goalkeeper and fills the gap we need for a goalkeeper that's 80 plus rated in a team, which I really do want this season. But even so, we'll have to wait and see. Also, Chelsea came in for Yoshino Rubinho, and we asked for £10 million. Rubinho is an academy player. He hasn't played too many games since being promoted, but he is 75 overall at 19 years old. He's a decent attacking midfielder. They said they give us £7 million, which is a lot for a player who's only valued at £2.6 million. We asked for £9 million though, and we'll wait and see what Mourinho says, because I don't particularly want to sell academy players who are pretty decent, and they're not, 75 overall isn't too bad at all. He doesn't get too many games, but he's still a decent player at just 19 years old. But £10 million is a lot. So if Chelsea match that, I'll be okay with that. But we'll have to wait and see though. However, Pacheco has been sold to Real Betis for £2.4 million. So Pacheco's gone, and again, what are the odds that Pacheco is going to end up being like an 85 rated goalkeeper after 2 seasons, and then it'll be worth like 20 odd million pounds. It would just be ridiculous, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. But here is a look at the squad report as we're about to enter the first game of the new season. As you would have seen the media article there, the media think we're going to finish 6th this year, which is kind of frustrating because the board want us to finish top of the table and win La Liga again, and of course that will be our aim, trying to win La Liga again for a second year running. And as you can see with the squad right now, it's a good squad, but I'm still disappointed to know that we haven't signed a first 11 player this year. Obviously Isco, you saw there, came in on a pre-contract, and I guess it does count in some way, but I wanted to sign a player on a permanent deal in the summer transfer window, so the fact we haven't done that, at least yet, is pretty disheartening. But when you get a budget of £18 million, it's like, there isn't really anyone I'm looking at right now in the global transfer network. The players I've been scouting, the players players I know about through the international sort of squad pool, if you will. There's no one I can really find I'll be able to sign for £18 million that will go straight into the first 11. So it's been quite frustrating for us this summer transfer window. And to be honest, it probably has been the most frustrating summer transfer window since the first ever season. If you remember our first season with Racing Santander, every single player we signed but Hector Bellerin was a loan signing because we couldn't afford to sign anyone. And it's had the same feel this time. You know, we signed a free agent, which is great, and possibly Casillas is regen, but we haven't really signed anyone else, because we can't afford to sign anyone that's going to actually benefit the team. So it's been quite frustrating, but you never know. Anything can happen between now and the end of the summer transfer window. So there's still a chance for us to sign more players. We just have to wait it out basically and wait and see what happens. Still, we take on Barcelona for the first game of the new season here at El Sardinero in the first leg of the Super Cup España. And now, of course, this is a two-legged affair. It's basically the Spanish version of the Community Shield, just played over 2 legs. And of course, we won both the Copa del Rey and La Liga last year, but Barcelona were runners-up in both. That's why we're facing them. And the first chance did fall to us, but Ter Stegen made a very good save. And in the 12th minute here, Morata finds Jesse Rodriguez down the right-hand side. He plays it back to our striker, who finds Isco, and Isco is denied by another good stop by Ter Stegen. So the German goalkeeper with a couple of good saves early on there, and it is still 0-0. In the 18th minute, Barcelona come forward with De La Fea finding Luis Suarez. He picks out Alex Song, and his shot goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but a couple of good opportunities for both teams in this game. And in the 23rd minute, Isco finds Morata here. He picks the ball up and plays it back towards Isco, looking pretty lively early on. He gives it back towards Morata here, the number 9. He keeps hold of the ball, spreads that wide towards Paco Candela, takes it around Martin Montoya. Good piece of dribbling by Paco Candela, takes it round the right back here with a nice piece of skill, crosses the ball in. Isco wins the header, and it goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but a really lively start. And in the 44th minute, another great chance here. Again, Isco's on the ball. He finds Jesse Rodriguez here. Rodriguez cuts inside. Lovely piece of skill. He keeps on going, goes through and shoots, but Ter Stegen again makes a really good save. So still 0-0 going into the second half. Surprisingly enough, I thought we would have scored 1 goal at least by now. But in the 53rd minute, we get a bit of sad news. Grimaldo got an injury. He stayed on the pitch for a while, but did eventually get forced off. It's just a sprained knee though, so nothing too serious, and he'll just be out for 3 weeks. But still, in the 59th minute here, Grimaldo, who was still on the pitch, plays it through towards Paco Candela down the left-hand side. He takes it around Montoya with a roulette, gets a little bit lucky, but wins it back. Plays it inside towards Young-Han Elise, keeps hold of the ball and plays a brilliant through ball towards Rodriguez. Lovely ball that is. Rodriguez tries to cross the ball in. It's a bit of a mix-up between Alba and the goalkeeper Ter Stegen, and Alba has to end up clearing the ball off the line there as he put it past his goalkeeper, and it was just about to trickle over the line. We're still 0-0 though. In the 78th minute, Barcelona went close. Sergio Busquets' header goes just wide, and it is still 0-0, and another chance fell here a couple minutes later as we get the ball to Concha Salas off the bench. He finds Young-Han Elise here, fake shots around Sergio Busquets, plays a good through ball in towards Isco. Isco wins the ball back and shoots after a tackle is made, and again, Ter Stegen, what a game he was having for Barcelona, makes another great stop, and it is still 0-0. From the corner, Moy Gomez swings the ball in, looking for Morata in the centre, and his head goes agonisingly just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game. I don't know how. In the 88th minute, another great chance though. Isco's on the ball, down the left-hand side, takes it round Dragovic, back heels it towards Paco Candela. He crosses the ball in, and Concha Salas' header is again well saved by Ter Stegen. What a game he was having, and it was still 0-0, and I have absolutely no idea why. You can see the top left there, we'd had 10 shots in the 90 minutes. Barcelona had 4. They had another one here, Pedro's attempt going just off target and behind for a goal kick, and it was still 0-0 in this game somehow. And from the goal kick, we pass out from the back with Ruben Blanco here. Eventually chips the ball to our left midfielder Paco Candela, who takes a touch and controls the ball here. He gives it to Isco in the centre of the park, who was having a really good debut for us. He finds Young-Han Elise. We keep hold of the ball with Concha Salas now on it. We spread the play from left to right. He picks out Moy Gomez. What a chance here. Gomez down the right hand side, cuts past him with a fake shot, crosses the ball in, and Concha Salas' header is again well stopped by Ter Stegen. And it was how the game would finish. Racing Santander 0, Barcelona 0. So of course it's a two-legged affair. The second leg will be in a few days at the new camp, and a 0-0 draw is not a bad result, but after so many attempts in that game, not just for us, but Barcelona had quite a few as well. How it finished as a goalless draw, I have absolutely no idea, but it did, and there you go. Still, Chelsea came back to us regarding Rubinho and matched the £9 million counter offer. So I didn't really know how to feel about that deal, because it's a really good profit for an academy player, but 75 overall, 19 years old. I'm starting to think that was probably the wrong decision, because although he doesn't play too many games for us, he's still a really good player coming out of our academy, so I'm not too sure if I did the right deal there. Even so, £9 million is a really decent fee for a player who was only valued at like £2.6 million, so I guess guess it's not a bad deal regardless, but even so, starting to think I shouldn't have done that because he was one of our best academy products. But still, the last thing we see is a couple of bids come in for Raul Sousa Pena and also Frail Martin. We put in a couple of bids for the Tenerife midfielder and the Villarreal midfielder, and we'll wait and see what those clubs say. But that is going to end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.